Hello, it's Emily, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new, I just wanted to let you know that I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Mondays, I post videos about my life with glaucoma. On Wednesdays, I post whatever video I want, and on Fridays, I post videos related to my faith. So if that interests you, please hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get to today's video. This may be the latest I've ever filmed a video. It's 9:30 at night. I got a smidge behind on filming and editing because I went on a very last minute trip to Colorado. I did vlog it, so I will upload that video in a couple of weeks, so make sure you're subscribed or hit the bell so that you don't miss it, because I'm very excited just to show you guys what I did on my trip to Colorado. That was very last minute and very spontaneous, as you guys will see. But for today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I navigate new environments. It is something that one of you guys did ask me about, and so I wanted to make an entire video about it, just explaining how I navigate a new setting, a new environment, and some sort of tips and tricks that I do. So the first thing is the buddy system. I tend to try to have someone with me who can help me get to where I'm going, if that's an option. Luckily for me, I'm a triplet, and so my sisters are often with me whenever we go anywhere, and even, you know, we start school at the same time, all those things we did together, and so they have been great tour guides for me, navigating guides for me. So even as simple as like when I'm at a restaurant and I don't know where the bathroom is, often I will just wait till someone else has to go and go with them. But obviously you don't always have a buddy, and so there are other things that I do to navigate successfully on my own. And the first thing that I do for navigating on my own is doing pre-walkthroughs. And so I will, it's kind of a hybrid of the buddy system and being independent, and I will go with someone ahead of time, walk through, get kind of my bearings before it's, you know, crunch time and I have to get from point A to point B in a specific time. I think maybe the best example of this is before I transitioned into middle school. I went with one of my I don't really know what I would call her, but she was the sort of like person who helped me make sure that I had what I needed to be able to be successful and see in school. And so she took me to the middle school. We walked through all the different floors, and I kind of got a feel for it before orientation day came around, and I was like just completely lost. And so definitely, like, if you can go where you need to go, even if it's you know, if you know you're going to be trying to navigate even like a new city or something, you get there a day early, just kind of like figure out where things are before you need to get to specific locations at specific times. And so I think that kind of leads me into my third tip, which is I always give myself enough time to get to where I need to go. So I might need to leave a little bit earlier so that if I am kind of wandering or unsure where something is, I have that time to look, because it might take me a little bit longer to look and find where I'm going and how to get there, but eventually I normally can navigate it on my own, even if it takes a little bit longer. Fourthly, something that really helps is just knowing landmarks or different like check marks. And so, like, for example, when I'm in school, I'll know, okay, I turn down this staircase, and then I'll count like how many doors until my classroom. And so just knowing those kind of things, because it's hard for me to see the numbers on doors without getting like extremely close to them. And so for me, just counting while I walk by, like 1, 2, okay, this is my door. That stuff is really helpful. Parking spaces, you know, if I get out of someone's car, because obviously I don't drive, but if I get out of the car and we're walking into a store, I can kind of count things like that just make it helpful. If I go to, say, like a movie theater or just some kind of theater and I get up by myself to go to the bathroom, I'll count how many rows I'm walking up so that when I come back I can count down to make sure I'm at the right row and then get to my seat. Because, you know, those things can be hard. You know, you think you know where you're sitting until you leave the room, come back, and it's full of people, and it's hard for me to find the familiar faces that I went with. So counting helps, so like check marks, mile markers, landmarks, all those things can be very, very, very helpful. And lastly, probably one of the hardest things to do, but something that it can be very necessary, is asking for help. Even I remember when I was at my first year at the university I currently attend, I could not find one of my classes. It was in a very weird building that wasn't set up like typical buildings where, you know, it's easy to find, oh, room 203 is on the second floor. And it was just a very odd, it was like a maze, and I was just lost, completely wandering around, and I had to ask someone where the heck to go, and eventually we got there and it was all okay. So ask for help if you need it, because even though it can be difficult, it can be also very helpful and very useful, and it can just make it a lot easier because you don't want to wander around forever, and you especially don't want to not get where you're going just because you're afraid to ask. So that's how I navigate the world and navigate unfamiliar settings. I hope this was helpful to you guys. Please leave a comment, start some conversation, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.